The term metaverse was born cursed. It was created to describe a high-tech world with low human rights, as Mr. Neil Stephenson introduced it 30 years ago. At the end of October 2021, when Facebook changed its name to Meta, we had a boom in the metaverse topic. Every single news outlet spoke about it. Google search data reveals that perhaps even our grandmothers were searching for the word metaverse on the web. Probably not a coincidence. From the end of October to November of the same year, the term dystopia also had a spike in Google searches. Everyone got curious about what metaverse is and what it will bring to all of us. Would it be good or would it be bad? So here's the metaverse, and here's the dystopia searches since 2004. Almost 20 years of searches are here. Looking at this data, can we conclude that the metaverse is a synonym of dystopia? In the dominant narrative, metaverse and dystopia are the opposite sides of the same coin. And that coin is our future. When we talk about the metaverse, we talk about ourselves in the future. It is time to own the metaverse narrative and assure that we're taking care of our present and building the brightest possible future. We are the authors and the protagonists of this story. Since we're all building our future together, the dark side, the dystopian bit, shall be removed from the picture. Making physical reality indistinguishable from virtual reality is indeed a technical human achievement. The danger, though, is in focusing too much on the superficial beauty and design of the virtual world, and forgetting about our rights, life standards, forgetting about preserving our personal data, or accepting totalitarian systems to dominate the metaverse. Here is the most important question to ask ourselves as the creators of our own reality. How can we make our future a bright one and avoid the Orwellian nightmare? Shall we simply change the name Metaverse to Happyverse? Jokes apart, the real answer to that question is by realizing that we're living the knowledge revolution, which is driven by communities. That is the awareness of us being creators of our own reality. The knowledge society is built over 5.4 billion users of the internet. Hundreds of millions of communities of good and talented people creating organizations, businesses, and products to allow us to live better. Only in Meta alone, there are more than 8 million communities at this same moment. These virtual communities have already changed the way we live. Online groups have helped me personally to find houses, business opportunities, and even friends. Online networks are especially helpful and relevant in the world where people now may live in 3 to 9 countries before their 40s. It doesn't matter where you physically are nowadays. As long as you belong to a community, you can feel at home in any part of the planet. To understand the importance of the knowledge revolution, I'd like to look at our history. In the Middle Ages, before the printing press, 80% of the population in Europe was illiterate. The biggest library of the world, located at the Paris University, only had 300 books. Most of you today have a bookcase at home with about that number of books. Those days, a single book took about 15 months to be designed, since all books were handmade. Each book was a unique item, as well as the information in it. There was not an easy way to make a photocopy. Today, the illiteracy rate in Europe is 0.1%, and the biggest library of the world, the Library of Congress, has 164 million books and 1,350 kilometers of bookshelves. There is 152 times Mount Everest. We're already reaching some satellite orbits with books here. Knowledge technologies are rapidly shaping our culture since the beginning of the digital era. Conspicuous intellectuals such as Don Tapscott coined the term networking society to describe the process. There is a project which aims to map the knowledge layer across the globe, calling it the noosphere, based on Vernadsky ideas on intelligent networking communities. In more spiritual terms, Vandana Shiva calls this effect the oneness. Anyhow, we are the best informed and communicated generation in history. Did you know that we send 340 billion emails a day? We have over 2 billion websites online, and we do more than 8.5 billion searches a day. Our decision-making process gets drastically better, since we have an immense amount of information at our disposal with a 24/7 access possibility. But what is really impressive is the way we gather, manage, and discuss the information. Did you know that 76% of internet users actually participate in online communities, and 98% read online reviews to assess businesses? This practically means that 4 billion of us participate in networks. Basically, any issue on Earth you can think of is being consulted and benchmarked on the internet. No wonder that search engines can potentially transform into knowledge assistants one day with the help of AI. Undoubtedly, the most powerful magic happens when we communicate with others, to ask questions, to share ideas, and knowledge, to leave a review. We hold conversations, we build bonds and trust networks. We're actively contributing to the knowledge production. Knowledge revolution fundamentally changes power relations in our society. We evaluate platforms to purchase goods and services. We often hear, the algorithm of this platform is unfair or has a bias. Let's not point to the criticized platforms to avoid the stock to being banned. Our opinions expressed online shape businesses and organizations. It's only been 2 decades since the internet took off in 2000. The big question today in 2023 is, does anyone know what can we expect in the next 50, 100, or 200 years? The key piece of the puzzle we need to discover in order to enable a great future for our humanity is to understand our communities. Despite the 21st century being the century of communities, the relevance of communities is not yet well understood. I would say that community is the spine of the metaverse build-up. And the paradox is that it is the least understood piece of the puzzle. The knowledge community is the new animal which we're still trying to get to know. We use such definitions as users to describe platform customers, or we refer to people as voters or followers in our hierarchical social Web 2 paradigm. The truth is that none of these words describe well the give and take parts of the online relationships. As a consequence, what is required now is more democratic association, if you will. Allow me to put it this way. Community belongs to the community, just as we belong to ourselves. We're the most informed, skilled, and interconnected population in human history. Behavioral tricks or propaganda by power holders and tech giants are sure to cause a backlash and generate low trust among the people. So how do we make sure the new technology and the old good metaverse will help us build good communities and a great future? The answer is clear to me. By honest leadership, transparent communication, and exchange of information and value, as well as by inclusivity and negotiation. Understanding the relationships with our communities, sharing power with them, increasing participation, listening to their needs and feedback is a big part of the solution. Any organization that understands this will thrive. I believe we're creating our own path, digital or physical or both. I'm convinced that this century will be about empowering communities and embracing creativity. It will be about the people who are actively building a better, more democratic, open, and inclusive world together. We are on the path of success. However, there are a few challenges we need to solve to get to the bright side of the metaverse. There are two: fake profiles and inappropriate management of personal data. Identity verification and ownership will have to be addressed in a democratic, non-intrusive manner to enable eradication of fake profile while assuring the cooperation and trust among communities. Personal data management and data commercialization will have to become totally transparent, while revenues will have to be democratized. Personal data of a person belongs to that person. Solving these two key issues will unroll a long process, and we can expect many power relations to be redefined, as well as the fundamental foundation of the metaverse, the Web3, will be enabled in its full capacity to empower individuals and communities. Now, you're probably wondering, what about the virtual world, the immersive experience, VR glasses? The necessary gamification, visualization, creation of digital twins can definitely unlock many new ways of collaboration and advance our knowledge and work progress. It is very fun to host you today in my personal virtual theater, where I can choose to wear things I won't be able to easily and quickly create in the real world. Also, probably the cost of such outfit would be quite high. I would probably be able to use such an outfit only once for this talk, which is not at all sustainable, environmentally friendly. There are many fun elements and benefits of virtual worlds. Even so, to be immersed, we don't really need to be in the virtual world or any technology. We need imagination and creativity. Engagement is emotional, and it has been like that for millions of years. Therefore, the primary focus of all metaverse creators shall be on community empowerment, on people, on our relationships, on our well-being, and the world we want to live in and can build together for now and for the future with the help of technology.